Okay. Hello. Don't know if right now there's someone's watching or not. But hi. How are you? Hope you're doing great. Well, welcome to our seventh webinar. Yeah, and today we're gonna talk about using Docker and PySpark. Well, before we start our webinar, yeah, I know yesterday it's a deadline for the data warehouse project. So don't know how they're going with everyone, but don't worry. If you have some question or problems, you can always ask me. You can always message me, or if you need instruction, you can reserve a one-to-one call, so we can share screen so that we can communicate better. Okay, so yeah. So the next project, project you need to do is to use Spark. Yeah, I think probably you already know Spark. It's a very powerful tool to deal with big data, and also a lot of people are talking about Dockers. Yeah, so yeah, I think I'm very interested in Docker. Before one, I trying to install Cassandra, on my local machine on my Mac. I met some problems. Then I switched to Docker. I find it's very very convenient. So I would like to share with you. But today I won't talk about how to use Docker with Cassandra. Instead, I'm going to talk about how to use Docker with PySpark. Yeah, it's going to be the same thing. Mm-hmm. And yeah, so after this webinar, I hope you could install Docker and PySpark on your local machine so you can practice all the exercise in Udacity's classroom, like locally on your own machine. Okay, so now let's get started. So I share my screen with you. Share. Okay. Just want to check if someone say hi to me or not. Okay. So yeah, today we're gonna talk about using Docker and PySpark. So yeah, here we have we're gonna talk about three things. So first, we're gonna have a brief introduction of Docker. We're gonna trying to see the basic terminology when we talk about Docker, and also the architecture of Docker. And then the second step is to install Docker on your local machine. And yeah, it's going to be really easy, I guess, for most of you. And the last part is I'm going to show you how to use Docker and PySpark in Jupyter Notebook, so that you can practice all the exercise you learned from Udacity classroom locally. Okay, so after this webinar, I hope you could understand the Docker architecture, and also I hope you can use Docker and PySpark on your local machine. So, okay. So now let's start with our first part, introduction of Docker. And so, before the introduction, I would like to say, well, I don't have a background of software engineering, so probably, well, if I made some mistake, if I say something wrong, please tell me. Don't hesitate to send me a message. Tell me, okay, you explained something wrong. Thank you. Okay, so with Docker, So the formal definition is Docker is a platform to develop, deploy, and run applications inside containers. And right now, there's like people in general put equal sign between Docker and containerization. So yeah, how it looks like. So yeah, you can see the following graph. So yeah, this one is the old way when we are trying to deploy and run an application. And the right side, it's the Docker way to deploy a container or to deploy and run applications. So yeah, the main difference, as we can see, is for each, the each small square is container. So as we can see, for each container we have libraries and applications. So the application is built up on the library. And each of this is a container. So here we have 4 containers, and then the 4 containers is hosted in the same kernel. And the old way is those 4 applications shared the same libraries. Wow. What's the advantage? What's the good side using Docker? Yeah, I don't want to talk about too much about it here. I mean, you can feel free to Google it, so you can see a lot of like YouTube videos and blogs talking about the advantage of using Docker or using containers. Okay, so right now we mentioned the container. So what is a Docker container? So yeah, you can just imagine Docker container as physical plastic container. So yeah, it's just a container. And a Docker container, it has the following functions. So first, could holding things, just hold things. So something is either inside the container or outside the container. Somehow it isolates the container, isolate the applications in the container and your local machine. So it's either inside the container or outside the container. Okay, and the second thing is portable. It can be used on your local machine or your co-worker machine or even a cloud provider service like AWS. And a third thing is the Docker container has clean interface for access, so which is very, very important, right? The interface. Yeah. And the last thing is can be obtained from a remote location. So you can So yeah, basically, as explained here, so you can get another empty plastic container from Amazon. Yeah, when you needed it, and yeah, you can read this sentence. I found it's really funny. So yeah, so you can get an empty plastic container from Amazon, and Amazon get its plastic container from manufacturers who stamps them out by the thousands from a single mold. And in this case, a Docker container, an upside registry keeps an image which like a mold for your containers. Then you will need a container when you can make one from the image. So yeah, basically it's explain what is a container, how could we get a container. So when we talk about container, it's essentially we have to know what is a Docker image. So the following we're gonna explain the Docker image. So yeah, from the first statement we can see an image is just so the image is just a mode. Yeah, when you need a container, so you can make a container by using a mode. So basically, this relationship of Docker container and Docker image. If it's not clear to you right now, don't worry. Later we're gonna spend more time to explain the difference or the relations between Docker image and Docker container. So don't worry. Okay, so now, now basically we understand what's a Docker container. So Docker container basically, you can just imagine it's a container that can contain all the libraries and everything we need to use. Yeah, but this is not very accurate, but yeah, it's kind of like this. Okay, so now let's check more Docker terminologies. So first is a Docker image. So to understand this Docker image, I think it's very essential to understand the following three points. So first, an image contains a Docker file. Later, we're going to explain what's Docker file. And going to contain the Docker file and libraries and code your application need to run. We put everything in this image. And second, the image in general can be pulled from Docker Hub, and you can make your own. You can make your own image by creating a Docker file. You can put the library and the package you need to create your own image. And the third thing is it explains a little bit more about Docker image and Docker container. So Docker image is a template or a blueprint for containers. So you can say a container is a living image. So yeah, I found it's very interesting when we talk about an image or photo. So we say, okay, I have a photo of a dog. So basically just a blueprint, right? So later, when you run this image, it's going to give you a container. Let's say if you do some magic to the photo of dog, you're going to get a living dog. So yeah, somehow that's image and container. So I think the image probably it's just mean a photo or a graph or something. Yeah, a template. So you can use, you can pull container from Docker Hub and to contain your own container. Yeah, this is the Docker image. Okay. And another thing is Docker file. So what is a Docker file? So Docker file basically is a file with instructions for how Docker should build our image. So yeah, this actually it's a very very important and I think also a very complicated part to build or to create a Docker file. So here I have link. If you want to create your own Docker image, you can. Yeah, here's a dog. Basically, he explain how to create a Docker file or a Docker image. Okay. So yeah, another thing is container registry, or some people call registry. So the container registry is like if you want other people, let's say you already create an image and you feel very proud of it and you feel it's a very nice work, you would like to share with other people, you would like to make other people could make a container by using your image. So yeah, you are gonna send your image to a container registry, or actually it could be locally, in fact. But in general, the registry, when we talk about the registry, we refer to the Docker Hub. Yeah, the Docker Hub basically is the latest registry. If you go to Docker Hub, you can see there are a lot of images. So today, later, we're going to use PySpark. In Docker, we're going to download or not download, pull an image from the Docker Hub, so we can using this Docker Hub to create our own container, to run a container. Okay. So yeah, this is some main terminologies we need to know when we talk about Docker. Okay. So yeah, I know the terminology sometimes it's tricky, it's hard to understand. So now let's see. Let's see a comparison between Docker image and Docker container, because these two concepts are essential to Docker. So yeah. So first, if we have a Docker image, we can use run to create a Docker container. So the difference between Docker image and Docker container is, let's say, when we talk about Docker image, the Docker image is read-only template used to create containers, okay, and built by Docker users. So everyone could build their own Docker image. And the third thing is stored in Docker Hub or your local registry. So this is image. So basically you create a mode and to tell people, okay, if you want to do something, you can use my mode. Okay, now let's go to Docker container. So yeah, a Docker container isolated application platform. Let's say application platform, let's say right now I'm using my laptop. It's a application platform. So when I have a container like running in my laptop, so the container is isolated from my laptop. That's the very it's a really big advantage of containers. Okay, and the second part is it contains everything needed to run the applications. Let's say well, I want to use PySpark, so I need to have Spark, probably I need to have Java, and I need to have NumPy and Panda, and basically everything gonna in these containers, everything. Okay, and so that when you run this container, you don't have to install. Let's say you don't have to install Panda, you don't have to install NumPy on your local machine, because the image already how to say already instruct the container to do everything. Yeah, to install everything we need to run this PySpark. So the last thing is built from one or more images. Yeah, the container we have to run image to create a container. So yeah, this is the image and container. So I hope right now you understand the image and containers. Yeah, actually, it's take me like sometimes to understand the difference between image and containers. Okay, so yeah. So the next thing we're going to talk about is a Docker architecture. So yeah, I found this graph online. I think it's very, very, very clear. So first we have three main part. We have client and Docker host and registry. So yeah, when we need, when we want to build an image, so yeah, we can run Docker build on the client. The client can run Docker build. So yeah, you're gonna build an image, and when the image is done, yeah, so you see here you have one layer, and you have like several layers. Yeah, to build an image you need like probably several layers. So yeah, sorry, start over. So yeah, if we want to build image, we can run docker build, and then we're gonna run an image. We're gonna build an image. So after we're done with the image, we're gonna store image in the registry. Let's say, for example, Docker Hub. And so yeah, later when we want to use the image, we can run Docker pull. The Docker pull, you can follow the arrows. So the Docker pull gonna pull an image from the registry, and then so we can use it. So the client could use it, and then we can run Docker run. We can run Docker run. The Docker run gonna go to the Docker daemon and tell it, okay, we need to run. We want a container. We want a container which is created by this image. So first, yeah, we have run and goes to here and goes to here. Then the Docker daemon understand, okay, you want to run this container, gonna give us a container we can run. Well, yeah, I didn't explain the Docker. Oh, sorry, I didn't explain the Docker daemon. You can click here to get all information you need. But to me, I think the Docker daemon is the brain of the Docker host. So yeah, it's gonna basically the client send the request to Docker host, then the Docker daemon is gonna understand the request and follow your request and to do whatever you need. Okay, so yeah, this is Docker architecture. I hope it's yeah, I hope I well explained it to you. But if you still have some questions about Docker architecture, you can message me, and I'm gonna explain it to you if you need. So yeah, this is a Docker architecture. Actually, yeah, recently I read a blog. Yeah, the blog gave a very interesting metaphors for Docker, for literally everything about Docker. So yeah, so you can imagine Docker as you want to cooking, as you want to make a pizza. So yeah, let's explain all the Docker terminology by using cooking terminology. So first, a Docker file is just like a recipe. Yeah, the recipe is going to tell you, okay, you need, probably pizza. I don't know how to make pizza. It's not a good example for me. Let's say you need some cheese, and you need how much cheese, and well, you need probably some, I don't know, pineapple, yeah, or some vegetables, a tomato, yeah, something else is going to tell you when to put something and how much you need to put and everything. Basically, just the instruction to create your image. So this is a Docker file. And then if you want to cook a pizza, of course you need an oven to bake the pizza. Okay, the oven is just a Docker platform. I say my laptop, local machine, any machine you're using. So this is the oven. Okay, then you start your oven. Okay, so we need to start our oven. Okay, by turning a knob. Okay, so this action is equivalent to Docker run an image command. So let's say I want to use Cassandra. We can use PostgreSQL. So we can use Docker run PostgreSQL but we need to find the image name on the Docker Hub, and later we're gonna look at what do we have on Docker Hub. So yeah, basically when you run the image, when you pull image, it's like, okay, you are turning on your oven. Okay. So yeah, the cooked pizza is like a container. So you run the image, you pull image, then you run your image. The running image gonna give you a container. So that means, okay, you have a cooked pizza. And eating the pizza is just like using our applications. Let's say, okay, we're gonna use Cassandra, we're gonna use PostgreSQL, we're gonna use PySpark today. So yeah, this is Docker. It's a very interesting metaphor for Docker. Okay, good. So yeah, right now I hope you understand. Yeah, but today we want to, I don't want to write a Docker file because so far I don't know how. Probably later when, probably later I'm gonna do another webinar to talk about how to how to create the image by ourselves. So how to write a Docker file, but not today. So today it's only for introduction of Docker and using Docker and PySpark in Jupyter Notebook. Okay, so yeah, now we understand the Docker and we are familiar with the Docker terminology. So yeah, the next step, so we can get our hand dirty. So we install Docker. So yeah, here I have two links for you to download Docker. So yeah, I'm using Mac. So yeah, actually I already downloaded Docker here. Okay. So you can see I have an icon here. That means yeah, it's running. Okay, so you can follow the instruction to download your Docker. Download the Docker to your local machine. Okay. So yeah, but as I mentioned, we need to pull image from the Docker Hub. So yeah, we need to create user account so that we can pull image, so that we can have the access to the Docker Hub and to pull the image we need. So let's see the Docker Hub. Okay. So yeah, I already log in my account. So yeah, but you can create one and and log in. So as I mentioned, today we're gonna use PySpark. So PySpark. Okay, and here you can see we have like a lot of options, but I will use this one today. So here, we can see it's you have an overview of the Jupyter PySpark notebook, so you can check here. So yeah, and here you have a very basic command line, Docker pull this image. But we're going to do it later. And here is a GitHub repository of this image. So yeah, if you want to know more about this image, you can go through here to check. Yeah. Okay. And here it's really nice that you have a quick start to use this one. Okay, good. We're gonna come back this later. Okay, so yeah, right now, before we go to the terminal, we need to know some basic command line for Docker. So yeah, as I mentioned, the Docker build, And the Docker build gonna allow us to create a Docker image from a Docker file, but today we won't use it. And another one is Docker pull. The Docker pull gonna let us to pull the image from the Docker hub, and then Docker run and some parameters and your image name and some other command and argument, and yeah. And this one gonna run a Docker container based on image. So let's say if we're running a PySpark image, we're gonna get a PySpark container. Another is Docker PS. Docker PS is gonna return all the container names. Yeah. Oh, sorry. The Docker PS gonna, if without this dash A, only Docker PS gonna return all the running containers. But if we run Docker PS dash A, then we're gonna then we will see all the containers, the running one or stop one. Okay. So let's say you already created a container. So later, if you want to start it, you can run Docker start and plus this container name, container ID or probably name, then you can start the container. And then it's Docker stop and plus the container ID, so you can stop the container. And finally, we have Docker remove. Oh, I'm sorry. Docker RM. Yeah, actually it's remove, I guess. So Docker remove container ID. You're gonna remove your containers. You can put different, like all the container ID you want to remove after RM. We're gonna remove all the containers there. And then it's the Docker RMI. So it's remove image. So the Docker RMI and plus image ID. That's the same. You can put multiple image ID behind Docker RMI. Then all the images gonna be removed. Okay, so yeah. Now, yeah, here I read down a small instruction to use PySpark. So yeah, let's follow the instruction. Actually, yeah, we don't have to follow the, yeah, you don't have to follow my instruction. You can also follow this one because it's the one I followed. Yeah. So yeah. So basically, yeah, what give you it's yeah, we're gonna go back this later. So first, let's run this code. Oh yeah, yes, I forgot. I have an explanation for this code. So this line of code, Docker run, and here is our image name. And here is the parameters. Yeah. And actually, yeah, we have like different parameters. So the first one, -it, this one gonna instruct Docker to allocate sudo tty. Yeah, a sudo tty connect to the Docker's standard input. And yeah, actually this is T. You have a -t to do, yeah, to do this test. And yeah, -i gonna create an interface bash shell in the container. But you can also run -it, gonna do the two tasks. And then IP, it's a publish a containers port to the host. Okay, so now I'm gonna run this one. Yeah, probably I can practice. Sorry, probably I could practice some Docker command here. I want to check what image do I have here. So Docker image ls. Oh, I forgot to list this command line to the intro, to my Jupyter notebook. But this one gonna let you see all the images like you already have put in your Docker. So here I have like 3 images. Have a Docker Airflow, and Cassandra, and I don't remember what's this, but whatever. Okay, this Docker image, and we can check all the Docker containers. So it's Docker PS. The Docker PS gonna return all the running containers. So here, I don't have any running container, so you didn't see anything. Here is the Docker ID, image, command, created, status, port, and names. But anyway, I don't have it. So let's check uh, the other containers I have. Yeah, here you can see I have 2 containers. So yeah, both of them are created by Docker Airflow, created by the same image. And yeah, I have a command entry point and created it 4 weeks ago. And yeah, everything. Oh yeah, I also have names. Okay. So yeah, this is my the Docker image and Docker container right now in my Docker, and I can run this code to, yeah, actually I can run pull this PySpark notebook, but it's gonna be the same. So yeah, if I run this, gonna tell us, okay, yeah, you see unable to find the image. So somehow it's just pulling from the image. So right now it's pulling. I think this one is very big, so wow, it's gonna take sometimes to pull this image. Yeah, so yeah, now let's go back to see what's contained in the image. As you can see, if you pull this image, you're gonna have a Jupyter notebook, and you're gonna have Conda Python environment, and you're gonna have those libraries, PySpark, Panda, Matplotlib, and everything. Yeah. And also you will have Spark 2.20 and Hadoop 2.7 and everything. So yeah, that's why it's take a lot of time to pull this image. So yeah, it's still working here. So the next thing is after this code, actually, because I don't have this image before, if I run this one, I want to create a container based on this image. So because I don't have this image, it just automatically pulling the image from the Docker Hub. So yeah, after this code, actually I will have a container, which is based on the Jupyter PySpark notebook image. So we're gonna see it later. And after we have this container, I would like to try if it's working. So yeah, if we want to see if it's working, we're gonna using Spark local mode. Basically, I just run this code to see it's gonna work or not. Actually, this one also allow you to connect to Spark cluster, so you can read all the instruction here. Yeah, but today I won't do that. I just only do the local mode to see if the PySpark works and how it works. Okay, let's check. Oh, okay. Still, right now I have 4 layers waiting. Okay. Well, yeah. Want to see someone is here or no? My gosh, I just found I showed everyone my desktop, which is really not nice. I'm gonna just cover it. Okay. Yeah. And I don't know if you already start to learn the Spark. If not, here, yeah, I don't have, yeah, using Docker and PySpark. Basically, I followed, today's webinar, I come from these 5 reference. Yeah, and if you want to know more about PySpark, you can go to check this blogs. Yeah. Come on. So yeah, this block is introduced with Docker and Docker containers. Yeah, and how to run a Docker container with yeah, how to run a PySpark container. And then he also introduced some PySpark basics, introduced Spark's data type, yeah, and data site, and setting up Spark session, and yeah, how to read data. Yeah, another thing is, yeah, and basic Spark method. Yeah, you can see. Yeah, you can see here is yeah, some method, very handy method. So yeah, but yeah, I think it's a very good summarization. Yeah, after you finish the coursework in the city's classroom, I think it's good to come back to check this blog. Yeah, to have a better understanding of PySpark and its data site and its method. Okay. Wow, almost done. So I think it's a really big one. You're gonna check the size of this image later. Okay. Okay. Really have no idea how long it's gonna take. Yeah, actually I already did this before, but I just removed my image. We want to show. It's gonna take some time to post the image, but right now seems it takes too much time. Okay, we're just waiting more. Okay. So yeah. Back to say something more about the Docker. Okay, so the first block, it's explained all the Docker architectures and terminologies in a really interesting way. I like this one very much. If you think my explanation is not very clear, I highly recommend you to go over this blog. It's very interesting. Okay. Yeah. Okay, this is this one, and another one is it's top 10, not top 10. It's top 10 Docker command line you can't live without. So yeah, basically here it explain more the Docker command line. Actually, I mentioned some, but here you have more. Docker PS, Docker pull, Docker build, Docker run, and Docker log, Docker volume. And it's also very interesting that Docker volume could make us to have access uh, to have the access to the files in our local machine. So yeah, probably in the future, I'm gonna talk about this, how to build a Docker volume, or how to share your local files with a Docker container. And here is the Docker remove container, and Docker remove image, and Docker stop, and yeah, and also you have a Docker queue. Okay, I hope it's done. No, oh now I feel bad. Really take a lot of time. Okay, I will just wait. I want to check someone there. Gonna take forever. Let me check. I want to check this one. No. Yeah. Should I have used this one? It's a really bad idea. Don't know why my machine is so slow. So I download right now. I have to pull everything. Feels like it's gonna take me forever to do that. Okay, so yeah, forgot about it. Let us follow the instruction here. Which one? Yeah, this one. Okay, so yeah, once how to say, once you're done with pulling the image, so yeah, you can go to the local host in your browser, and then you will see the following screen. Yeah, and yeah, here it asks you for password token. So yeah, right now you need to go back to your terminal. And when you go back to your terminal, you're gonna see some code like this. But yeah, this is your token. Yeah, token equal. Yeah, I forgot about this equal. Yeah, all this code is the token you need, and you copy this token, and then you paste it to here, to the password or token here, and then log in. Then you will see a Jupyter notebook. Oh. No idea why it's so slow. Okay, so yeah, and if everything works there, yeah, you can just try to input this code to check if the PySpark works or not. So basically, you just copy paste this code into the Jupyter notebook you have. Then you can check what's going on there. Well, actually, that's yeah. Another thing I want to show you is I just go through the reference here, and here it's a YouTube video to explain the Dockers. I think this one is also very interesting, a very good one. If you want to know more about Docker, and you can go over and go through this YouTube video. Okay, that's all I want to share with you. Thank you very much. Well, right now I just keep streaming and wait until, oh yeah, it's almost finished. Okay, good. Yeah, sorry for it. Okay, come on. My gosh, it takes forever to pull image. Ah, gosh, good. Okay. Okay, it's done. Right now I have the token and I want to check the localhost. Oh, good. And then I copy the token. Oh, don't have the equal sign. Okay, good. Yes. Okay. So I have a directory named work. Anyway, I need to open new Jupyter notebook. Cool. It's working. So right now I need to copy the coast. No, copy the code. Sorry, copy the code. This code to check if mine's working or not. Okay. Good. Let's run this one. Yeah, because it's the first time to run Spark context, so it takes some time, probably 1 minute or something. Okay, but this one's normal. Okay, it works. So yeah, basically it's I create an RDD. Yeah, this line is create RDD. Okay, and then is I'm gonna take some random sample, 5 samples from this RDD. Okay, so right now I have this 5 numbers. Okay, cool. So yeah, the last thing is I want to stop this container, and I'm gonna use Control C to stop the container. Yes. Okay, now I want to check the image, how big it is. With the size, Docker image ls. Okay, my gosh, it's a huge one. Okay, so yeah, you don't want to delete it again, so I'm gonna delete another image here. So I'm gonna Docker remove image, because I don't know what's this. I don't remember, probably I don't use it. So I copy the image ID here. Oh, sorry. So I want to delete it. It's better to clean it. Yes. Okay, so trying to delete this image. Okay, good. Now let's check image ls. Okay, it's gone. Right now I only have 3 images: PySpark, Cassandra, and Docker Airflow. Cool. Yeah, thank you for your time. Let's, oops. Yeah, because I killed my container, so right now it's connection failed. Okay, cool. So yeah, that's all I want to share with you. And if you have some questions, you can message me. And yeah, if I have time, or if probably next time I'm gonna say something about how to share local files with Docker container. Another thing, I'm gonna try to work on the Docker file to create our own image. Okay, that's all for today. And thank you. And sorry about the putting images, just takes forever. Okay. Okay, bye bye.